The Sweet Tooth series introduces a post-apocalyptic setting for children amid a world-changing viral pandemic. This latest series from Netflix is a collaboration with producer Robert Downey Jr. along with his wife, Susan Downey, and also showrunner Jim Mickle. They adapted a dark, sadistic, and dark comic from DC Comics entitled Sweet Tooth by Jeff Lemire. The story begins with the Great Plague, a flu pandemic that killed many humans, coinciding with the emergence of hybrid species. They are babies with some physical-like animals. Young Gus is a boy with deer antlers that his father, Richard, takes into hiding into the mountains. Until his father dies due to a pandemic, he begins to wander to find his mother, Birdie, assisted by Jeopard and the leader of the hybrid protection squad, Bear. Elsewhere there is Amy, who creates a hybrid children's shelter, as well as Dr. Aditya Singh, a doctor who first treats the flu case, is looking for a way to get medicine to cure his wife, Ronnie. The series follows an advanced plot, paired with flashbacks in each episode to unravel the mysteries of when the Great Plague occurred. Tells about the collapsing social order due to a vicious pandemic, coupled with the emergence of hybrid children who are different from ordinary humans. The bright visual scheme of a post-apocalyptic landscape, focusing on forests and mountains, mossy and devastated cities, including hybrid children who are made very adorable. Convery with its movable antlers and deer ears. Anazi comes as the powerful big man, which is made even more melancholy in recent episodes. However, the most interesting and dynamic character is Dr. Singh, who must find various ways to save his wife. Each is divided into several subplots and faced with their own problems, starting from alienation, difference, and struggling with regret. This series is Netflix's latest iteration that carries an apocalyptic theme, but feels very close to the state of the world today. The theme of the post-epidemic world of a virus that spreads throughout the world, including a subplot about a community of survivors who are afraid of the emergence of a new wave of the virus. Even though the original source is a comic book that began to be published in 2009, with the first shooting in 2019. But this theme makes Sweet Tooth feel very close to the real world today. Especially with the character of Dr. Aditya wants to create a vaccine for this virus. Although this series is not perfect, the pace is stable, even tends to be boring for adult audiences. Takes away the charm of the dark and hard original comics. Without the moral ambiguity that characterizes the original source, each character is divided into two characteristics, good and evil. And as the narrative begins to resemble the complexities of the comics, Mickle and Schwartz bring the plot to life simpler, with solutions often coming from the skies, making it more and more loyal to its main goal, a light story for the audience of children. This series carries a lighter tone than its comic sources. It's full of adventure and hopes to hook a young audience, but not much different than other post-apocalyptic stories. Made entertaining as a spectacle in leisure time with family. As has been said, unlike the character designs in the original comics, which are really scary, the hybrid children in this series actually feel very adorable. The combination of animal elements with makeup artist quality looks quite realistic and imaginative. The fantasy shape cannot be separated from the functional details of each animal that is inserted. The costumes of the hybrid protectors also add some nice knickknacks to this film. How designers blend animal furs, animal skull masks, and various other attributes into eccentric and extraordinary Halloween costumes. Radiate natural energy and rebellion at. Showing three perspectives of post-pandemic life that are packaged in a storytelling manner, really enriches the plot of the story about how several characters with different professions and backgrounds react to the situation of the end of the world. A fantasy that is not only refreshing, but also warm with its bright color expanse, and also a scoring that inserts several country genre songs that match the film's theme. Memorable and passionate, as if the optimism of Gus' character radiated out of the series. Making the adventures of Gus and Big Man not only fun, but also sweet and adorable. A fantasy that is not only refreshing, but also warm with its bright color expanse, and also a scoring that inserts several country genre songs that match the film's theme. Memorable and passionate, as if the optimism of Gus' character radiated throughout of the series. Making the adventures of Gus and Big Man not only fun, but also sweet and adorable. Well, in conclusion, Sweet Tooth is an earnest adaptation elevated by strong characters, inspired performances, and the promise of more answers and more questions in its inevitable sophomore season.